And that's it.
Come on.
England have won the opening of Euro 2024. 3 points against Serbia. They didn't make it easy, but Jude Bellingham's first half goal has given England all 3 points here. And brilliant win. Not the best performance. A lot more to come, hopefully, from this England team, but can't complain with 3 points.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good performance in the first half. And I thought we outplayed Serbia, to be honest, in that first half, but they came out with a different mentality in that second half. Pavlovic was brilliant. They really put us under the cosh for the majority of that second half, and you got to give them credit for the way they came out, turned around the performance, but I don't think it was anywhere near good enough in that second half for England. There's the guy again on the TV. He always seems to be in the centre of the shot every single time any game comes around. But look, in the performance, we need to see better from England. I felt like we just kept dropping deeper and deeper in that second half. No sort of, no inspired bits of play. I thought Bellingham kind of diminished out the game a little bit as well. I thought Kane maybe grew in influence a little bit in that second half, but we need to show a bit more ambition on that football pitch. And against a better side, we probably don't win that.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with that. I think against a team who would have had a bit more of quality and a bit more confidence, I think they might have been able to create a few more chances. I think we gave Serbia way too much encouragement in that second half, and on another day they might have got an equaliser if things went bounced in their favour. Luckily for us, we were able to keep them out. What I would say is they didn't really create too many clear cut. They had a couple of long range efforts, one from Vlahovic, forced a save from Pickford. I can't remember too many clear-cut opportunities they had throughout the whole game. So I have to say I thought we defended quite well. And we did restrict Serbia on that front. But I think we just gave them way too much encouragement. We were giving them way too much time on the ball, allowing them to press us aggressively in that second half and actually press us higher up the pitch. And I think Southgate should have made more positive changes. I actually thought Saka for Byrne was the wrong change. I thought it should have been Foden. I thought Saka was actually...
I thought Bowen did really well, though, on that side when he came on.
I'm not saying Bowen didn't do well. I'm just saying I don't think Saka was the problem. I think it was Foden. Foden wasn't giving us an outlet on the left like Saka was on the right. And that was causing us problems, actually.
I'm not so sure, because I think Saka was giving us a really good outlet in the first half, but second half he didn't do anything.
Yeah, but Foden for the whole game...
Yeah, that's true. That's true as well.
I feel like if we had an outlet off both sides, I think... it would have been a different story. And I feel like Foden, I don't think, not because he's a bad player, obviously. I don't think that's why he was hampering us. It's just the type of player he is. Man, he kept cutting inside.
I probably would have taken off both, to be honest.
I would have
Bowen on the right, Eze on the left.
Yeah, I would have brought, or Gordon.
Gordon
probably would have been a good shout. I even would have considered Watkins at some points. I think Kane, at some points, was struggling to hold up the ball. I think maybe if you had a fresh Watkins, that could have been a better bet. And we just weren't able to hang on to the ball, allowing Serbia to, just giving the ball back to Serbia constantly, allowing them to put us under pressure. And that was very frustrating. I think the Trent experiment in midfield, definitely mixed results to say the best. I think on the worst, obviously he gave the ball away in some really poor positions and could have really cost England on a couple of occasions.
And Connor looked good when he came on.
And Connor did well. But there was some good stuff from him on the ball, I guess, in the second half. He did have a nice shot from 25 yards, and obviously his passing range is brilliant. But I think against better opposition, he's going to get exposed, to be honest. So I think that's definitely something going forward we're going to have to look at, in my opinion.
It felt like the team were just trying to hang on to that 1-goal lead for the whole of that second half. And we need to show more ambition. We need to play to our strength, which is our attacking talent on the pitch. And we just didn't do anywhere near that in that second half. Like in the first half, you had Bellingham running the show, Saka making those really good runs in behind Pavlovic, and Pavlovic couldn't deal with him. Second half, he hardly tested Pavlovic at all, Saka. And we need to be playing to our strength and get those attacking players in those, high up the pitch, in those good areas. But we just kept dropping deeper and deeper and deeper, and that was the frustrating thing for me.
But on the flip side, to be fair, how often have we seen a team not have the most convincing opening game and go on to, have a great tournament? Even England themselves, when they went to the final of the Euros, didn't have the best group stage. I think it was 2 1-0 wins and a 0-0, and it wasn't the best football. Then once we got to the knockouts, we turned it on a bit and we started playing really well. So
it's true.
I don't think you can make too many sweeping conclusions based off the performance, but obviously having watched that. Obviously, I think we did deserve to win, and I think the win was a fair result. I don't think we could complain too much if Serbia got a late equaliser. We'd only have ourselves to blame. But I also think the fact we did hold on, and the fact that we were able to keep Serbia down to minimal chances, means that England probably will come away feeling they did deserve the win. And let's talk about some individuals. Obviously, Bellingham, my man of the match for sure. And I think based off purely the first half performance, but if this is performance anything to go by, he could really have a strong case for player of the tournament come the end of it if this is how he's going to be performing, because he was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, we know the class of Jude Bellingham, 20 years of age, and to put in a performance like that, I thought when he was on the ball, head and shoulders above everyone. The way he wriggles out of spaces, his physicality as well. For a 20-year-old, he matches anyone for physicality on that football pitch. And you're talking about a very strong Serbian team here, who are a very physical team. So I absolutely love Jude Bellingham, and I was in awe, particularly that first half display from him. But the performance I really enjoyed in that second half was Declan Rice. I thought Declan Rice might have stolen man the match, to be honest, from Jude Bellingham. I know Bellingham had an unbelievable first half, but I don't think he was anywhere near those levels in the second half. And Declan Rice did such an underrated job for us. You talk about Serbia not having too many clear-cut chances. I think that was all down to Declan Rice and the way he was mopping up and doing many players' jobs on the day.
Yeah, I have to agree. I thought it was a phenomenal performance from Declan. And if it wasn't for him, especially with Trent maybe not doing, leaving us exposed at times. He had a lot of work to do in that centre, and I thought he did it superbly. So, fantastic performance from Declan Rice. But I think, to be fair, a lot of the troubles which I had before the game, apart from Guehi, which I have to hold my hands up, he had a brilliant game, and him and Stones were pretty solid. I think Trippier left back didn't look great. I think his link up with Foden was a bit uncomfortable. I think Trent in midfield as well was a mixed bag. So I do think those are some of the problems or concerns I had going into this tournament, and I think that in that game, I think probably showed why I've got those concerns. In my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that Trent, I was an advocate of playing Trent in the park for his ball playing ability, but he just didn't really show that on a consistent basis time and time again. And I think that in the next game, who do we have? We've got Denmark on Thursday. Probably you want to start a Conor Gallagher or a Kobbie Mainoo. Probably a Conor Gallagher, to be fair. I would start him alongside Declan Rice in that midfield with Jude Bellingham just ahead of him. Left back, though, we're limited with options, aren't we? With Shaw injured and not playing till the knockouts, we have to play Trippier.
Unfortunately, that's the case. Obviously he went down late in the game. He was able to finish the game, so hopefully he'll be all right for next game. It's a need must in that position. That is the reality of the situation. So I expect Trippier to carry on, but doesn't mean it's not a concern. But I guess, hopefully, by the time we have to face better opposition, there won't be a problem, because hopefully she'll be back.
Do you persist with Phil Foden on the left? I thought it was a poor performance from him today. We've got Gordon, we've got Eze, that offers something different maybe to a Foden. Our Foden, obviously, player of the year, unbelievable talent, unbelievable player, but maybe having Gordon and Saka out on that wings, really stretching the play, going on the outside with that speed. Do you reckon that maybe can play to our advantage?
I think probably it's better to have... See, the thing
like
is...
two out-and-out wingers.
No, but the thing is, if Shaw was there, I think Foden would be the right option. But Shaw's not there, and it's Trippier. Now, with Trippier there, you've got two players looking to cut inside, and you've got no one providing width in that space. So on that basis, I think you probably do want a different kind of winger. Probably Gordon would probably be the best fit right now. But having said that, Foden is so good that I wouldn't bet against him playing in a different way next game, because he knows maybe where we were lacking, or maybe more instruction from Southgate what we need. So what I would do is I'll probably start Foden again next game, but I would look to take him off if the same thing is happening earlier than we did today. We didn't take him off. We kept him on for 90 minutes. I do think it was a mistake. And in fact, he was costing us late in the game. I felt he picked up the ball in some really good positions and kept giving it away and wasn't being an option. Whereas if we had a Gordon there, he would have just attacked the space, which I don't think Foden was doing. So I don't think it was a massive problem like in the first half, Foden being there, but I think it became a big problem in the second half, that lack of width and lack of option or on that left-hand side. So
what about if you were to drop Bellingham into the double pivot with Declan Rice, put Foden in the 10, and then have a Gordon or Eze or Gordon on the left.
I just don't think you want Bellingham
Because Bellingham's playing all over the place anyway. You know what I mean? I think.
But that's the thing. He's got the freedom to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not going to have the freedom to do that if he plays double pivot. He's going to have to be very disciplined.
But you got Foden that can do that as well.
Do what?
You know, have the freedom.
I'm not saying that would be a bad thing for Foden to have the freedom. I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying.
Do we want to?
But Bellingham can do that role in the number 8 really well to a very, very, very high standard.
I mean, off the back of that performance, I wouldn't want to take Bellingham out of the 10. I think he's playing well. I wouldn't want to change it up.
Do you not think it would give us more balance to the team if you drop Bellingham there, have Foden in the 10, and then Gordon on the right left hand side?
I think it would be too easy to play through, to be honest. If we did that, I think maybe in the group stages we might be okay, but I think when we get again to better teams, I think we might struggle with that. I think. And I don't think you want to put Bellingham in the situation where you're telling him to be too disciplined and you're restricting him a bit too much. I think it's good if he's allowed to have that freedom, which he had today. And we don't want to take that away from him. So, I mean, if I like the idea of having maybe a 4-3-3 with Rice at the base and Bellingham and Foden together, I kind of like that. I wouldn't put Bellingham in a pivot with Rice, though.
Maybe that's the way to go then. 4-3-3, Rice, mopping up everything with them two, just roaming and causing havoc.
Yeah, but if that's not how they've been training, then it's difficult to switch up. But yeah. I would like to do that.
But anyway, it's an underwhelming performance. You got to say that. Really poor from England in that second half. When you look at the likes of the way Germany played. Spain absolutely toying. Well, to be fair, Croatia should have got a few more goals than they did. But I think when you're looking at everyone so far that's played, Germany definitely look like the standout team, don't they? Mm-hmm. And I think I don't think the other teams looking at this performance from England being like, we've got something to worry about here.
Not off this performance, but there's still 2 more games to go in the groups. And as we say, you as much as it's not the best performance, you can still see the quality in this England side. And you've got to remember the first half. We were quite dominant and we were quite good, much better.
Still didn't create too much, though, did we?
No, but we controlled the game.
Yeah,
and we were deservedly in the lead, and the quality was there for all to see. So I don't think we laid a gauntlet down. We didn't send out a message, but I still think we showed we're going to be a very good side in this tournament, in my opinion. So it wasn't the best performance, but hopefully we just take the 3 points, learn from what we did wrong. I move forward, but I think one of the big problems I guess from that I'm looking at his performances, it's very similar to performances in previous tournaments when that we've seen from England. When obviously we have done all right at tournaments, but some of the problems we've had with England performances in tournaments previously still seem to be there. That seems to be that. So that's a bit of a problem.
And for me, that's down to the manager. That's Gareth Southgate. Gareth Southgate needs to be showing a more initiative. I hate it when you go 1-0 up, going into the second half. You have all the play, all the control in the game, and then you just drop off and sit back. We didn't need to do that today. We could have carried on going and got that second goal, potentially even got that third goal. But I think we just didn't show a level to play to our strengths today, and that was really the most frustrating thing. And you see this time and time again with Southgate. I would like to see Southgate to take the shackles off a bit more and be a bit more ambitious with the players that we do have. Yeah. But we move on Thursday against Denmark, which we say before the groups, everyone was saying that was our hardest game. If we do win that, that's the group locked up. We'll win the group if we win that. So it's not all doom and gloom. In terms of tomorrow, what have we got? Tomorrow is it 17th? Yeah, Romania, Ukraine at 2:00. Belgium, Slovakia at 5:00 and Austria, France at 8:00. I expect that Austria, France game to be a banger.
That should be a good one,
tomorrow night.
With Austria, they like to throw caution to win, don't they?
So we should be covering the majority of those games tomorrow on The Ball. So come and join us there. But I would like to say thank you to everyone that came to join us today. Sorry?
You said on The Ball, you mean on The Ball?
on the ball. Sorry, Sammy. But yeah, big up to everyone. England have won their first game of the groups in an unconvincing fashion, but 3 points nonetheless. So big up to all of you. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on, England.
Come on, England.